Hey Cam, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, Art?
Good. I'll keep it easy. What did it feel like last night? What were the emotions? I'm sure there were times walking into the building last night where they were a little hard to keep in hold. What was that like for you to finally get out there?
I mean, it was awesome. I got to play football again, and that was what I was excited for, and I got to be out there with the guys, and have the high energy that they got, and it felt great to be out there and finally get back to it.
I know you guys probably had a plan, when you went off the second time a couple weeks ago, but through that whole process, did you ever lose sight of the fact that I'm gonna get in the preseason games, or what was your mindset as you were trying to rehab and get back on the field?
Yeah, I mean, the mindset the whole way through was get healthy. That was the main thing. If it took me 6 weeks, and it took me 6 weeks, and every day is better. I'm getting better every day, so I was able to get some snaps in the game on yesterday, and I felt great. So I'm just gonna keep working on becoming more healthy and keeping my routine right. Of
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
course.
Evan Barnes.
Hey Cam, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Just for you, how tough was it to kind of have to, take your time managing this rehab? I think the last time we saw you before, Tuesday was like August 1st. So how tough was it to kind of manage this rehab just when you were starting to get going a little bit in training camp?
Yeah, I had few good days, and then I had an issue with an injury, and I mean, football's football. It happens. The main thing is you have to keep a positive mindset and make sure that you're not letting it, dwell on your daily life. And I continue to just come in here every day and try to get better, and make sure that thing is as healthy as possible. And it got better every day, and I felt it. And going into the game, I was confident. My trainers and everybody made sure that I was confident in it, and they did a great job of helping me get back. So every day I'm going to keep working at it, and I'm going to continue to play football.
And how did it feel on that first carry? I know that that first carry, I think maybe you stumbled a little bit. Did the guys give you a little bit of ribbing for that afterwards or anything?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Everyone, you fall on your own face. Everybody gives you a little crap for it, but the guys understand what we have as a team, and we continue to push every day, and they know that 9 times out of 10 I make that play, really 10 times out of 10. But I first carry in the league, and just get my feet underneath me, and that one I got caught up. So it was a great experience, and I can't wait for more.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you.
Ryan Dunleavy.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What happened? It seemed like you came back for one day and then like maybe had like a setback. Did you rush yourself back? Was that a rookie trying to get on the field, rush yourself back, or what happened there where you came back for like half a practice?
I thought I was feeling a little better. And then, something casually popped up, and, I realized I wasn't ready yet. So, we got back into the building, and we started working it again. And, time tells. And, I love the game of football, so I'm gonna do everything I can to be on the field. And I started noticing that it wasn't time to go out there yet. So, my trainers have a great plan for me, and, we set up to be in the right position to, be able to play football on yesterday's game. So, it's from here on out, it's, feet on the ground.
Did you have any hamstring issues in college?
Never once.
Wow. So this is a brand new thing for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What'd you think of the way Jaxson dealt this whole preseason? Not just last night, but all three games. What'd you think of your rookie mate there?
He did great, and that whole quarterback room was awesome. This whole preseason, I think we've had the highest quarterback rating out of any team in the league for all four of those guys. So, Jaxson played his butt off, and, impressed a lot of people, and so did the other three guys that were playing. So, I'm excited to see, the future for everybody in that room, and, see what happens. But, I'm excited for him, and I'm excited for the rest of the guys as well.
The present is obviously what's important, but like every Giants fan I know looked at Jackson starting the game last night with you behind him and said, like, that's what I want the future to look like? Did you guys even allow yourself to think for a minute, like, hey, this could be like years to come? This could be what it looks like.
Yeah, we have our conversations, and I've talked to Russ, I've talked to Jameis, I've talked to Vito, also Jackson. It doesn't matter who's back there, because there are going to be times where Jackson's back there with Tracy, and I'm back there with Russ, and Jameis is back there with Motor. There's going to be times where it's going to be different, and we have to understand that it takes all of us to become great. And no matter what day it is or what hour it is of the day, we got to understand that no matter who's back there, we got to make sure we're pushing. And you can't get caught in the scrutiny, and you got to live in the present. Whatever's happening right now is what's happening. Obviously, there's talks, as friends, but we try to focus on the present at the moment.
And then last one for you. There was one other guy in the backfield on that first play, defensive tackle who's blocking for you. What is that like, Cam, when you see Elijah back there to have that fullback, to have a defensive tackle mindset in front of you as a fullback? What have you seen out of him in that role?
Yeah, I mean, he's been great. You get 285-pound or 290-pound guy, you call him full speed at a linebacker. I mean, we know who's going to win that most of the time. But just getting Chat riled up before the game started, we knew what the first play was going to be, and we knew Chat was going to hit somebody, and I was going to get the ball. So, I told him, like, let's go, let's take somebody's head off, and we understood that the goal was to get yards and go for vertical and be physical, and we did that. I failed to accomplish the mission of staying on my own feet, but next time that happens, it'll be a different story.
All right. Thanks, Cam.
Thank you.
We'll take two more. Evan Barnes.
Yeah, I'm just curious since you brought up Motor, and we know that Dante Miller is Turbo. Have the running back coaches given you a nickname yet?
I'm Scat. I've always been Scat since the day I got into college, and that's just something that they call me. People around the building. I'm Cam to a lot of people. My coaches and everybody call me Scat. So Scat's been the thing, since I got here. So
I just had to make sure because I know some people call Scat, but I wasn't sure that was actually the nickname they gave you in there. So just curious.
yep, Scat's been the nickname since my freshman year of college. So I'm gonna stick with that one.
Awesome. Thanks.
Last one, Art Stapleton.
Hey Cam, we were down there in the hallway when you and Jackson came in, last night before the game, and I was just curious for you. I mean, obviously you've been dying to get out there the last couple of weeks, and you've seen from afar. You and Jackson have gotten pretty close, from what I understand. When you watch the way he's handled himself the last couple of weeks, what do you take from that as a friend, as a teammate, and maybe as somebody who hopes to be in that spotlight? You certainly were in that spotlight when you were in college. Just curious your impressions as to how he's handled the last couple of weeks when it seems like his profile has continued to grow.
Yeah, I mean, just every day I come in the building, and I talk to him every morning. We're right next to each other, locker mates, and I continue to push him just like he continues to push me. And he'll make a play in practice, and I'll tell him good job, but then I'll tell him bad job for the one he messed up on. So we keep it real with each other, and just seeing the professionalness he has. I call him at maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock at night sometimes, and I'm expecting to pick up on the phone, be like, "Hey, what up, Scat? What are you doing?" And I get a hang up, and I get a text back saying, "Hey, I'm in the office right now. I'm studying." And just certain things like that, man. And you start to see him really care, and you understand how much he cares about the game. And then he answers the phone, and he's with Jameis eating dinner, and they're talking about football, and just the amount of love he has for the game, and that he cares for it. You see it in his eyes when he's on the field. You see when he got out of the game, he was a little upset. He doesn't like being out of the game. He likes to play. So he just loves the game, and he loves his teammates. He loves football, and he wants to be successful as much as anybody else on the field. So, he's going to continue to be that way and be who he wants to be. But just how professional he is, he's handling it well.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Of course.